Hello, my beautiful Cancers. Welcome to your reading for the next 4 weeks. I hope you're having an amazing day. I just got some beautiful news. I'm so happy. I hope you can feel the energy. Today, we're going to start with your coffee cup, then move on to your tarot. We're going to have 2 different spreads, one with tarot, month ahead, and then another one with an oracle. We're going to look into your gateway star activation, the gateways opening in front of you, and if is there any blockages, what they are. And we're also going to have very soon 8/8 Lionsgate portal, and let's see how you can actually use this energy to receive your desires. Let's start with your coffee cup. And by the way, this is a general reading, and if you're enjoying, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, go ahead, hit subscribe to expand your energy out there. I see many pathways are opening towards the 4th week. I think this is my hair. Yes, exactly, because I prepare all of these things. And what happens here is I see it kind of looks like a snake rising. This is the 4th week timeline. Snake can be interpreted as like a kundalini rising also. Let's get some more light in here. Kundalini rising, awakening, shedding the old skin. Sometimes snake can indicate, because we see the snake on the staff of Hermes, which is the symbol of medicine today, which symbolizes DNA. This can be also a healing or finding a solution, which one of the good news that I received was about that. Actually, like getting treatment for my father. So it can be something like, I don't have Cancer in my chart, but I feel like because this is a collective energy, it affects every single one. More like a Cancers, you can find things resonating with you. I see there are 2 pathways merging into one, 2 pathways merging into one. These are kind of like looking like highways, and there is a gap in between. These can be energetic highways that you're actually hitting on as well, hitting the road. And this can be like a higher dimension, doing some things in a different way, coming from a positive, more solution-based point of view. This is seeming like within the 4th week, and now I see the reason why, because I see that you don't have clarity in your own comfort zone. This can be a subject. Let's see, I see a person's face here, an older gentleman, maybe about someone who's older, wiser, but maybe even someone who doesn't want to give the control away. Can be a boss, can be a family member that you're dealing with, and that person might be causing a chaos or maybe a situation that the traditional ways are not cutting anymore. Okay, you need to go outside the comfort zone. You need to go try something different. I see there's a person here wearing a hat. Kind of looks like maybe someone who has spiritual knowledge. Looks like this is actually growing. The hat is like getting wider, looking like the Hierophant's hat, which symbolizes the authority. Maybe you're going to the authorities of the situation. This doesn't mean the authorities, the government, but can be. But this can also be someone knowledgeable about the situation that you're going to connect. Okay, and another thing I see here, this person is coming up the second solution as well. There is another thing I see. I feel like this is actually going to happen before you start dealing with a person. This is the 3rd week. There's a mouse right here. And then that's why there's a sharp turn here and then cutting off, and then the snake shows up. Mouse can symbolize someone lying, stealing, cheating, someone doing things behind your back because they think little. They don't like, I'm talking about the creature's nature. They don't really think in the long term. In the sense of like that's what their nature is. They lie, they steal things and they hide them and they shrink down. Sometimes it's a good archetype, but this time I feel like here this mouse is actually blocking the way for you. Okay, that's why you're actually choosing another way. You're taking the path of transformation. This can be someone, I feel like this is all divine works, because they don't really have a negative aura. I feel like there is something you're avoiding. You're avoiding a person, maybe a conversation, confrontation, or something that belongs to you already that you are avoiding to ask for it. Or another thing here can be Like there is a change that needs to happen within you and you're avoiding it. Okay. You are just pushing it aside, but it seems like you're this person blocking the pathway is going to actually push you towards that. You're going to go ahead and go with the transformation, changing your mind, changing your point of view, changing your approach to the situation. And then there's going to be another pathway. There's going to be a way opening for that. Okay, a better way, a newer way is opening for you to enter back into the game. Okay, this can be like about work. Maybe there's someone that you're not getting along with, and that is actually pushing you towards taking another course or getting another education, learning something different, and that will put you back into the game. Okay. I see in some of your hearts, because this looks like a face to me initially, like a mouth and a nose. There's a house in your mind, okay? And this house has two pillars, two, maybe even three pillars. 1, 2, 3 pillars. 3 pillars can be the 3 people that is actually helping this house stand up. But there's kind of looks like a branch here to me, but when I push it away a little bit, it looks like it's on fire. The thing is, though, in your mind, it's on fire. So there's a situation maybe happening in your home environment or in your, like a place that you feel like home. Maybe your work environment is that. The thing is, though, even though you feel like there's a fire burning down the place, there are 3 pillars standing up. It's going to keep standing up. Okay, so maybe it's just burning the outside shell so it can be rebuilt again. But either way, these 3 people or 3 pillars, this can be like a knowledge, wisdom, and vision, something like maybe these are virtues that is keeping it up. They will actually help this thing stand strong so you can rebuild again, okay? The rebuilding, I see number 3 right here. It also looks like a letter M, like a Mary, can mean someone's first name or last name, and this can be the person who has the creative effort and optimistic approach. Or this can be like you actually embodying the energy of that Mother Mary, which is the protector, nurturer, lover, and giver. Okay, so not only like a creative attitude, but also there's going to be a new approach, which is whatever this is that you're building requires gentleness. Okay, let's get back to the beginning now, because I don't want to miss the signs. That's why I started with the first ones that I see. There's a martini glass. This looks like a martini glass within the first week. And there's a person inside of it kind of wearing a dress, a white dress. And there's another person. Kind of looks like a masculine figure is wearing the dress. A feminine figure is wearing the pants right here. So this can be indicative of switching roles. Martini glass can indicate a date or maybe a meeting that is going to have some fun factors to it. But also, you're maybe meeting someone that you're switching the roles with this person when it comes to energies, okay? If you're the one who always takes steps towards the person, they might be actually, like, you might be the one actually selling yourself a little bit, not short, but long? No. I mean, like, you are actually taking it slower this time, and that other person is going to make their move. I see there's a horse appearing here. Horse head is a wish fulfillment. So if you are this, I said the gender roles are changing. Like the man is wearing the dress, the woman is wearing the pants. So if this is like a gender thing that you are actually, you're the feminine side female that letting things to come to you, maybe you need to just go towards it this time. I feel like there's a transaction here, okay? And this is a fun transaction. This can even be like a conversation with a friend or like maybe gift giving with someone. And but either way, this is going to lead you towards your wish fulfillment. So, okay, this can be someone that you're giving gift or receiving a gift from, which will end you up in a position, in a place that you will receive another desire with that, okay? The scenario pops into my head as, like, I was watching the Suits. I don't know if you know this TV series that they're lawyers and stuff. This can be maybe you doing a favor for someone and they're taking care of something that is necessary for you. That needs to be taken care of. I'm not meaning being anything like out of the norm. This can be something that is normal that can be done. And I I see that is actually going to relax the energy a little bit. I see there's this kind of looks like parrot to me. A parrot is actually looking behind a curtain, so this can be someone who maybe has some information for you, but they're not delivering it right away because they are waiting for you to receive something, and then they're going to come forward. This can be also maybe like a deal you're cutting, or something that you are receiving, or a money that you're receiving, something that belongs to you coming back to you, or something that you desire comes to you, and this person is going to show up when you receive that blessing. Maybe it's going to be about your energy because you're going to feel hyped about it, or it is someone that is actually waiting for you to receive this thing. Okay, I see the legal paper. There's a clear paper, a tabula rasa, a new beginning coming forth. We have a one round pentacle, and which has 3 pentacles on top of it. This kind of looks like a face as well to me. But this seems like here you're forming a partnership, a teamwork, coming together with people to create something new. And this clean slate will be helpful there. Maybe you're just leaving the past, the things happened in the past behind. Will be helpful with this team of people. Okay. This can even be very simple because this kind of reminds me of a yard. Maybe you have a backyard, but you try to fix it, but it didn't work out with a certain people, company, and now you're finding the perfect match that you guys are going to work together. I see a letter V, or this kind of looks like a W as well. VA, like VA, Ava. Doesn't have to be the name of a person, can be the name of a company. So it seems like they're going to really brighten your day. Within the 3rd week, I see there's a dolphin, bottlenose, maybe even swimming towards you. This can be some fun people. They like to have fun and enjoy themselves, but they're coming with like a weight on their back. I feel like this is someone that is like, they like to enjoy life. They're smart, but they might not be very good problem solvers. And there's a man standing on top of them. So it can be someone that caused them trouble, and they're coming to you to get some advice. I see also a boat running here. I don't know if you can see the speedboat. For some of you, this can be maybe someone that you said, okay, go find me the tickets for maybe a travel or something, and this person might not be able to do it because there's a bigger company, bigger issue happening. So you might receive the news of that. But the thing is though, it seems like here, maybe you're even going to cut the middleman. You're just going to go straight to the source to take care of this situation, this trip, okay? Because the boat is moving and there are people on top of it, and I'm guessing one of them is you. There's a star. I see a letter B right there. There's a seat right here. Somebody is chilling. There's another person right here. Like there are people on this boat. They're moving forward, okay? I see there is actually kind of reminds me of a stingray right here. So if this is a water, maybe even you're planning something. Be careful with the stingrays, not in the sense of the animal, but in the sense of maybe there are some people surrounding you and they might have not really bad intentions, because I don't feel like the animals have any bad intentions, but they might in their nature be a little bit stingy, okay? So be careful with those people. I see there's like, if you're staying in a house or planning to rent a place, later number 3, I saw it for a second. My dyslexic mind just flipped it. I saw letter E. It can be in the name of a person. There's a house appearing here, and there's stingrays surrounding the house. For some of you, this can be even if you're planning to move. This big house is showing right there, like in a bubble. Take a look at the neighbors, okay? Some of them can be a little bit like a stingray. They might have stingray in their nature. I'm going to dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. I see 2 stars colliding here. That can actually create massive supernova. That can really create an amazing change within the 3rd week timeline here, which is after the relaxation. Like I said, there's like a news coming in with a boat, or maybe about a boat or a travel opportunity. And then I feel like simultaneously the supernova is happening, and that's giving you the inspiration. Maybe you are actually saving for some long-term thing, but then you're going to realize, okay, I'm alive today. Let's go do this kind of energy. Okay. There's a pathway is also opening here, and you have many pathways on your cup too. Let's dive in. Have a question, a desire, and intention. Hold it in your mind. There's a lot of crowd surrounding in your heart space. Maybe you might be feeling like you don't have anyone right now who you're going to socialize with. I feel like here, okay, the first try, your desire actually came halfway, and the second, it is actually fully fulfilled. It seems like here, this can be something you might need to take some action towards it, and that action might require you to step into a crowded environment. I have here a dragon. Dragon can be a Sagittarius. Sagittarius are fiery, adventurous, smart, but also like a little bit carefree too. Okay, so they don't get dwell on too many details. They just live in the moment. And this can be someone who's going to help with, I see right here, a key right there. Okay, this can be, now I'm thinking maybe someone actually matchmaking something. Okay, matchmaking in the general sense, not in specific like a romance sense. Maybe even like a real estate broker, a recruiter. Like they're unlocking a door for you. They have the key. They're unlocking a door for you, which is actually, you see, this is the key part, and the holding part of the key kind of looks like a gateway. And I see here even there's maybe a dragon, or can be a cow, like a bull, which is an authority. You becoming an authority with the help of this person. The authority doesn't have to be like running a company every time. It can be even having your own space, or having your own authority, autonomy on your property or on your physical body. Can be like a doctor maybe giving you the right medication to help you. It can be something like that as well. What I see here in your heart space, there's a goat. This is a lamb. Baby can be symbolizing a sacrifice, but I mention all the time, if you guys follow any of the teachings of Bob Proctor, he says it. Sacrifice means giving up something lesser of a value in order to achieve something higher of a value. I always give the example of like watching your like diet in order to lose weight. Okay, so when you give up the things that's like what's recommended, which I have been doing for the last 2 weeks now. Giving up everything comes in the package. I'm not eating any of that, only eating like the fruits and vegetables. And so that is actually helping me being more vital. I can feel that vitality in my body. So it's something like that, okay? And I see towards the end of the month, there's a pathway opening. There's a king right there waiting, and this king is staring at a fish. The fish is in between you. The king can be someone that you're maybe preparing a package for, or maybe preparing something, an order for. This can be someone you're going to get an interview with. And the fish that they're looking at, I feel like maybe if you're looking for a job, maybe you're thinking that you are you need to get something from them because you're going to work for them and you're going to get money from them. This can be even energy, some sort of energy from this person, approval, but I feel like you're giving them something too. The fish is in between you. So you're putting out there something too. This can be a smile. This can be a compliment, whatever is available to you at that moment. You're going to actually add something to them as well. So don't see it as in the sense of I'm going to take something from them, okay? I see that there is actually a shooting star coming down when you seal the deal with this person. And there's another person right here holding up his sword. Can be a king of swords. We're going to look into your tarot now and see what kind of a king is that. But wand can be king of wands as well, because it's looking like a wand right here too. But the pointed side kind of reminds me like that bent sword. So this can be someone logical, reasonable, someone who's stoic and approach things, analyzes things very detailedly, and do not really goes down the path of emotion. They always go down with the logic and what makes sense at the moment. And because it's a king energy, I feel like this person has a lot of authority about this subject. So this can be someone who maybe really knows what needs to be done in the matter in your hand. And they're not really family, they're not inside of your circle, but they are outside, but they're close. So this can be someone that maybe when you talk to the family members or the friends, that you're going to get referred to. And if you have any doubt, I feel like they're not really black and white. They're not really good or bad. This person gets things done. That's their energy. So you might have to go and give it a chance to see if this is going to work out for you, because they might even give you something, an inspiration to do things differently. Okay, let's dive into your tarot now. We're going to start with the month ahead, and comment down below which part of this is resonating with you, and maybe you are actually going through a transformation this time, and maybe you are taking charge of a certain area of your life. Comment down below. Let me know. I read all your comments, guys, okay? Let's see where you are at this time. The self currently. Okay, Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. This is your energy is so valuable. I saw it in the plate now, saucer. Yes, your energy is valuable, and what you're putting out there is coming back multiplied, because this is the Six of Pentacles energy has this meaning, okay? This person actually now has plenty. Maybe he didn't have plenty before. Now has plenty and helping others with that, okay? He has a scale and he's doing it in a very just way. It's not really a random way. In a fair way, he is actually giving out. So if you only have an energy at this moment, not in the physical sense, but in the psychological sense, or a not the material, but the emotional sense, maybe you can be a great emotional support to someone at this moment. It seems like here what you put out is going to immediately come back, okay? And personal theme for the month is recognizing that nothing gets lost, okay? Everything actually gets transformed to something else. And Four of Cups energy has a little bit like he's not happy because he didn't get what he wanted, or maybe he got what he wanted, but it's not satisfying for him. But now he's starting to understand that, okay, there is another way, and to see things. I intend to see things differently. That's another actually teaching from A Course in Miracles, if you know about it. If you know, you know. And in Course of Miracles has a lesson, says I intend to see things differently, because we always see the things as we are. And I feel like here the personal theme for the month for you is intending to see the things differently, from a different perspective. If you read the book 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey, amazing book. And in that book, there's a chapter also explains how perspective is everything. Okay. And if you read it, you'll understand. He gives an example of an event. So when you change your perspective, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So if there's something maybe you didn't gain out of a situation, or you achieved success on something but it didn't turn out the way you want it to be, but there's also something in there very valuable that maybe if you pass that, if you think only the negative part of the situation, you're not going to see the lesson or the gain that you have. Okay, that's the personal theme of the month. Turn your gaze towards your gains. What will you accomplish? You're going to start healing from what has happened in the past. Swords is actually not only emotional, but also mentally. Maybe you have been challenged and somebody maybe like challenged you, and I feel like broke your heart, broke your mind. And now you're understanding why that happened and healing. That's what your accomplishment will be. You see the swords, you're pulling those swords out. Maybe someone you trusted dearly actually like betrayed you. Now you have a broken heart, but it seems like you are actually accomplishing to move on from that. And that can also change your perspective about, okay, I learned this about that person and also this situation, that I should always do this and that, okay? And this is actually what you should avoid. We have a hermit. Hermit is here. He manifested his heart's desire. He has a snake in his hand. He's controlling the snake. Okay, we had the snake on your cup. Snake is your transformation. You're changing your mind, but in a controlled way. In your control, you're changing it. It's not because somebody's forcing you to believe something, okay? You are actually choosing your own truth, what's right for you. Maybe you have been accepting the things that other people are dictating. Now this time to actually avoid other people's perspective or their understanding of the world and find your own perspective. Okay, so that's what you should avoid, of that diving into other people's creative ideas, not the creative ideas, but the ideas about world. For example, money doesn't grow on tree. Maybe if you have a problem with money, money is paper, guys. It's made out of trees. So some of them are plastic. Okay, then just plastic comes from petrol, which is underground, which is from the ground, the earth. So like if you look at it that way, it doesn't make sense at all. But the thing is though, everything is energy, and the energy comes back multiplied. The positive, the higher the energy you put out there, it's going to come back multiplied. And what you should avoid is discernment is your actually your weapon here. Your own guidance is your weapon, and avoiding other people's perspective and their, I'm not saying do not take any information, ideas, advice from no one, but maybe the destructive criticism is only a destructive thing. Okay, if somebody is actually just telling you an information, giving you something, only bothering you, not adding you anything, maybe that's only destructive criticism, and you shouldn't take that into account, okay? And what you should embrace is, okay, making sharp decisions, guys. Two of Swords is about decision moment. You're going to come across a couple of them during this month, at least two of the decisions that is going to show up. And the Two of Swords is not being able to make a decision. That's why being like, she didn't make the decision. Now there's a duel happening in front of her. Now she has to, like, she covered her eyes, but she can still hear what's happening out there. Okay, so when you make the decision, you're going to avoid all that conflict and drama. So making decisions like with based on knowledge is important as well. Research important, and intuition is important. And but if they're all guiding towards one direction, and that you should just take the step. Okay, and this is actually what obstacle you will face. Page of Swords can be someone. I saw someone holding a sword right there too. I interpret that King of Swords. So this can be the immature version of that person. That's going to be an obstacle, okay? So this can be either the person actually evolving and learning something new, and during that time you should avoid having maybe conversation or maybe trying to defend something to them. Or this can be a separate person that maybe you should just go to the higher authority rather than dealing with the immature energy. This is someone intellectual, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, someone who wants reason about everything, but sometimes you have a gut feeling and maybe they don't believe in that. That's what is going to be your obstacle. This can be a person, or maybe your logical mind keeps resurfacing without knowledge, with, that just bringing past fears, the things that happened in the past, they keep repeating in your mind to pause you, maybe cripple you, so you cannot move. So where to find the support is family, guys. Family, abundance, resources, prosperity. You already have a resource. You might think that, oh, I don't have anything, I don't have anyone. You might even have like a pet that can really remind you of how beautiful the world is. Okay, I watch my cats, like they don't have any worry in the world. They just keep beating up like little yarn balls that I have in the house, and they just keeps jumping with joy, eating their food, sleeping. So they remind me that it's worth living. Okay, so but here, Ten of Pentacles is family, legacy. So focus on that. That's where you're going to find your support. The action you need to take is Five of Wands. This is not avoidance though. This is actually Five of Wands is competition, contrast and competition. And you're standing upright here. So if you're avoiding it, this is just telling you, just step right into it. Okay, you're your own competition. Nobody can beat you because you are unique to yourself. And maybe even people are tired now. They don't want to fight anymore because you're avoiding a competition. You're not taking step into your desire, something that you want to accomplish. You're not doing it. But people are already tired. They're not fighting the fight anymore. Okay, this is after what happens. The advice and encouragement is follow the bliss of success, and wealth and inner prosperity is going to reflect outside. Nine of Pentacles is enjoying your solitude, enjoying what you have already created. When you follow that, you're going to start to attract more of that. Okay. Now we're going to get to your gateway star. We're going to look into where you are now. Just if you have like a current situation, a specific situation in your mind that you want to see where it's heading and what's blocking it, you can focus on that one. Let's see what's the answer for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, the first one is here where you are now. Milk and honey. Guys, some of you are in a very good position and situation. Maybe you're not really aware of the blessings that you have, but the rainbow is right there. So there are some things that you can feel grateful for at this moment. And where you're going from there, let's see, a thinker. Okay, maybe you want an intellectual challenge now. Your mind is looking for something that is going to maybe even help you expand this prosperity in your life, expand to a greater prosperity that you will feel satisfied with, okay? Let's see what's holding you back. Okay, mending the old wounds. That's what's holding you back. Maybe there are certain things that you are actually still dwelling on. Mending can be about mending your heart, about the situation, okay, and forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and also like finding inner peace, okay. When you find that peace, let's see how you can get there. Pushing away all that glitters. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you an example. If you are maybe being a perfectionist about something, you want everything to be perfect, you want to have peace, you want to have, I had a friend back in the day, this person was always talking about like making music, had all the instruments, everything, and never played anything. Just keep buying things, hanging them on the wall, and never actually did anything with them, all the systems. And he was saying, this person, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time. And I observed this person, and they had time. This person had time, because I started playing guitar last year, and it doesn't really require too much work. Every day, an hour, if you can put it on the side, you can become a master of it, which I didn't, but I become really good at it, very short period of time. So the thing is here, when you want everything to be fixed and find the inner peace, that's all that glitters, guys. Okay, go past that. Just separate that time. And an hour may be too much for some of us, but maybe 15 minutes of something. And you know what I was doing when I wasn't home and practicing? I had my phone, and I put this app on my phone, a guitar like strings, and I was actually practicing on that one. Well, on the go, on the bus, on the train. You know, it's possible when you want it. So pass all the glitter. And if you think that you need everything to be perfect, no, it doesn't. And just, that's where you're going to, when you pass that glitter and you just start going towards taking one step at a time, you're going to get to your, final destination, your heart's desire. I'm going to pull now a word that is going to be a keyword for you. So what happens though, another thing too, when you do that, when you practice that, even that I was practicing on the phone, it gave me inner peace, it gave me joy, It's right there, it's on the other side of the work that you're avoiding. Leadership is your keyword. So if that's for some of you, taking charge of a situation and ordering things to the people, go ahead and do that. We have polar bear. Let's see your spirit animal, which one is going to come. Polar bear is actually your energy, guys, because you are a water sign. Polar bear is a polar. The water, I feel like it's closer to water than earth, because they're on the ice living on the ice. So this is your energy, but this is your actually being in control of your thoughts and like the ice. You're controlling the ice basically, okay, the emotions. And you have the fox coming ahead in the snow again. Shadow work. There are no shadows without light. Okay, shadow work can be the things that you're avoiding. This can be representative of like memories keep popping in your mind that you don't want to look at. This can be a representative of maybe like the people keep coming to you and like you don't want to think about it. You don't, just keep avoiding the conversations. So go ahead and do the conversation. Okay, this is earth and air energy. The fox is asking you to be brave and walk through the shadows. What's coming up for you right now? Feel into the situation through all layers, emotionally and mentally. Be receptive to all states he's asking that you increase your awareness. Have the flexibility and openness to move fast and confidently around any tricky situations like the fox would. Faith and courage are needed in yourself and your actions. You can use black kyanite as support and black tourmalated quartz. Okay? All right, my beautifuls, that's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. And if you do, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of these, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I wish you all a magical day. Bye.